I think what we had wanted to do was just going to see how the reports that we were getting and how the reality is on the ground, and then match the two. Uh, and we're thankful that we've been received on the beautiful island of Rotuma and all the beautiful people of Rotuma. And we thank all them all very much for their very kind hospitality. But as far as the development is concerned, we see that a lot of it, unfortunately, might have been uh, from a top-down approach, which in some circumstances can be beneficial, but in other circumstances it's probably not so beneficial. So the what this present government will try to do is have a hybrid system where but usually with more bottom-up approach, where we listen to the people and what they really need, and not impose on them what we think they need. That's the kind of feedback that we got, and also looking at some of the developments that have been happening on the island and the impacts that it's had, and also the where the development is up to now. For example, we've got a hospital that's now 8 years. It's taken 8 years for us to complete the project, and it's still not completed. And it's cost us about 7.5 million. That kind of thing. We need to match the needs on the ground and the solutions that we provide for those needs. Um, Others like the solar farm that is now how many years that's still left on the Ahau government station and still not providing what it's supposed to provide. Those kind of things. So in that way, I suppose what we need to do is work with the community to see what really will work for them, and also listen to them to see what they need so that we can provide those development works. And I think talking with the Rotuma Island Council, they've let us know what they would like to happen, and that's been a very good positive step in the right direction, I believe. Speaking to them and listening to the feedback, some of them good and some of it not so good, but those are the learnings that we're going to take back from our trip to Rotuma. And I believe for us that's the most important step, that we've gone in there, seen the deficiencies in what government has done, and we're thankful for what the previous government has done up to now. But we believe that we can go in there and add to what they've done and make some improvements as far as development and work on disaster management is concerned. There are some projects that we believe that can be improved if we just did some hard thinking on how to shape those projects. Yeah, we are certainly very thankful to DFED for funding this trip to Rotuma from the Australian government, as well as Fiji facilities. We thank them for the contribution they did that has enabled the evacuation centers to be fitted out with security lighting. It's going to make it so much more secure, the lighting that's going to be provided, as well as accessible to the public in the case of disasters happening. So we're very thankful to them. But we were discussing with them on how we can continue down the road of looking at the disaster mitigation programs and strategies that we can work on to make sure that the effects of what we do is felt community-wide. So that it's not only focused on just a few communities, scale, and so then it serves the whole of the district, the Rotuma Island Council and its people. And I believe once we do that, the learnings from that we can also replicate and apply to other districts in Fiji. So those are the things. But we thank our partners from DFAT and others who might not be named, but those are the ones that come to mind.